Rev. Shyalpa Tenzing Rinpoche. His topics is applying Buddhist ethics for social upliftment and attaining serenity. I request Venerable Rinpoche, Shyalpa Tenzing.
Honorable Chairman, fellow learned scholars, respected monks and nuns, ministers and ex-ministers, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say very good morning to all of you. Today, I have an honor to stand in front of you and try to explore how Buddhist values can be applied in our society, and how through applying Buddhist values we will be able to uplift our society and attain serenity. It is a very lofty topic. Simple person like me might not be able to really go so much deep into this topic, as this is indeed most expensive and most meaningful to discuss. However, I will try my best. Actually, in front of you, you all received my paper, so I will not go through my paper, if you, Honorable Chairman, will allow me. And how much time I will have?
15 minutes.
It will be very hard to discuss on this topic in 15 minutes. Even if I have 15 days, still it will be hard to finish on this topic. So maybe I will just say what I feel instead of looking into this text, which I have composed. And for my Nepali brothers and sisters, I have also tried to translate into Nepali, so please look into this. So now, applying Buddhist values. Actually, as far as I'm concerned, there is really one essence that we should really think about. What do you mean by values here? To many different people, value is different thing for each and every individual. Even for Buddhists, there are many different values, because all Buddhists are not of the same category of understanding or talent or ability to conceive the meaning of life and the purpose of life. Therefore, there is no such thing as one Buddhist value. The value that we all share, we all would like to achieve, is coming from the depth of awakening. And Buddha, who was born in Lumbini, made sense of this life. And Buddha was able to recognize something that is universal. Therefore, his teaching is so popular today, which in modern society, his teaching and only his teaching might be able to solve the problem of the world and find peace for everyone on this earth. So therefore, to apply Buddha's value, we have to become Buddha ourselves. So we have to now think of ourselves and look within ourselves. Are we ready? Are we willing to take that responsibility to be Buddha? To be Buddha is not an easy thing. Everyone can pretend we are Buddhist and following Buddha. We all try to act as if we are really admirable. We are really so like a respectable. However, we know ourselves. Only we know ourselves. To apply Buddhist value, you have to be willing to be totally honest to yourself. We must question whether we are honest to ourselves even for 1 second. That is to say, if we are honest to ourselves, we do not have chance to take our life for granted even for a second. So we have to ask question to ourselves whether we have taken our life for granted or not. When in our life we thought we are not taking our life for granted. Prince Siddhartha, when he was 29 years old, he was ready to escape and renounce this world. That day was the start of a day of taking responsibility for his own life. Are we capable of following that path? If we are Buddhists, if we are willing to apply Buddhist value, we have to look not so far. We just follow the example of Buddha. So that is one kind of Buddhist value that in our Buddhist tradition we try to follow. That is known as renunciation. And a second way, if you go deeper, we try to transform all our negativities, all our desires, hatreds, angers, jealousy, and pride, you name it. All negative thoughts, all negative behaviors, all negative speech, we try to transform into a pure, meaningful, precious way of living, sacred way of living. So this is again Buddhist value that we are talking about. Are we willing to transform ourselves? Transform from where we are right now, with a greed, with selfishness, with jealousy, with pride. Are we willing to transform from that state of our being to our sacred way of being? So again, to apply Buddhist value is not an easy thing. How many of us are willing to transform right now? Maybe we are inspired to transform. Have we ever tried to make drastic change by taking lift in this very moment to transform ourselves? It's very questionable. Entire life, you can claim yourself as Buddhist, but have you ever, for 1 hour, you try to transform yourself? This is something we have to ask the question. So Buddha's second teaching was transformation. Buddha transformed from his princehood to the monarch of Buddhist teachings. Not monarch of a small kingdom, not monarch of a small country, not monarch of a world, monarch of a spiritual world. Then another thing, now even deeper. If we want to really apply Buddhist value, we have to be liberated. Only through liberation, you will be able to really transform, you will be able to renounce, you will be able to uplift the society, you will be able to uplift yourself. Liberation means that you see nothing wrong in yourself, nothing, one single thing wrong in yourself. You find complete purity in yourself. Then and only you have achieved liberation. How many of us us have courage to take that path. It is not easy to be liberated. To liberate, you need to have conviction. To liberate, you have to have confidence. To liberate, you have to be able to apply your intelligence. By living in ignorant world, there is no renunciation. There is no transformation. There is no liberation. To be a Buddhist, first of all, we have to think in these terms, I feel, because this is essential of Buddhist teaching. To apply Buddhist value, we don't try to impose our value to somebody else. Buddha never tried to even teach. Buddha never tried even to preach. We cannot transform the world without transforming ourselves. We cannot uplift the world without liberating ourselves. We cannot renounce the world without correcting ourselves. So, first of all, if we want to really transform, if we want to really liberate, if we want to really renounce, we have to start from ourselves. So I am here to say today, because you all great scholars, very intelligent people, very accomplished leaders are gathering here in this sacred land, the birthplace of Buddha. From this sacred land, when we are here to celebrate Buddha's life, we must celebrate our life first. Without celebrating our life, we will not be able to celebrate Buddha's life properly. We will be limited in a way which we will be able to celebrate Buddha's life. So we must start from ourselves. We must correct ourselves. We must go deep within ourselves. We have to find our true nature. Because in that true nature there is goodness. That goodness we will be able to bring out to the world, and we will be able to change the world when we feel goodness within ourselves. Then and only we will be able to see this world as a sacred place, not just a Lumbini, a place, a sacred place, Lumbini. So it is my deepest honor, my really good fortune to appear in front of you. Of course, I have quoted many great masters in this small article. I have quoted from Nagarjuna to the great master Longchenpa, to the great master Patu Rinpoche, and all these great masters I have quoted, not to show that I am such a scholar and I know all these masters saying, but they are the example of one who applied Buddhist values. So we have a responsibility as Buddhists because we follow Buddha. Buddha would want nothing from us but to become the example to the world. If we can be example to the world, we're not here trying to convert everybody into Buddhists. Not at all, because that should not be our intention. Buddha never had intention to convert anybody to anything. But Buddha want only one thing, one and only one thing, that is to help all sentient beings free from suffering. Of course, we are suffering here a little bit without air condition. I'm sorry, so I don't want to go on very long. But I want to say this. As a Buddhist, if you find a value, we must respect each other. We must value each other. We must try to bring the goodness within everyone. We have to try to spread goodness all over the world. That is going to make very prosper, very successful, very meaningful being on this sacred ground. Because all over the world, this place, Lumbini, signifies the center for peace. Peace will prevail. Peace will inspire, because there is no one who does not need peace. So to make a peace, we have to start again by finding peace within ourselves. So I explore this in detail, everything, as Shantideva said in his text, "Today, my life has given fruit. This human existence has been well assumed. Today, I have been born into the family of Buddha. Now I am a child and heir of the Buddha." I would like all of you to feel that and think that and realize that. Thank you very much. One more thing, and if I may have 1 second. Actually, as I was talking about a celebration, this is a great occasion to be able to celebrate Buddha's birthday. And we are very fortunate, Lumbini Development Trust was able to organize this seminar. And we are very fortunate that so many scholars and dignitaries from all over the world came here to join us in Lumbini to celebrate Buddha's birthday. On this August occasion, I would like to also join you in celebrating. So we are requested by the Lumbini Development Trust to host the gala dinner to express our appreciation to all of you. So I would like to invite all of you tonight, because this morning we have started the commencement of the construction of Mahasiddha Sanctuary for Universal Peace by Rangri Yeshe. So tonight at 6 to 6:30, you are all invited to join us for the gala dinner. Thank you.
I would like to thank Rinpoche, Venerable Rinpoche. Very enlightening speech he delivered. Let us clap and honor him.